our school in such a positive way that I don't think we'll ever have them leave us.
Too often, instead of us looking within, we look outside for someone to blame. Go take a look in the mirror. Instead of trying to identify what the problems are, let's try and figure out how we become a part of the solution.
We are teaching these children how to dream beyond their community.
Crime-free looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
We're #1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Raven Davis.
And I'm Jay Philippe.
Thank you so much for tuning in. The Bahamas Tonight is coming your way next.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight at 11, parliamentary registration officials advising political parties about this year's general election process. Plus, the Foreign Affairs Minister and U.S. officials meet about U.S. visa processing. And the country's head of state and a religious leader receive international awards. The Bahamas Tonight at 11 starts now. The Bahamas Tonight at 11, the final word starts now. Good Monday evening and welcome to the broadcast. I'm Desmond Saunders, filling in tonight for Corval Pyfrom. Well, although this year's general election date has yet to be announced, the country's major political parties got an early briefing from the Parliamentary Registration Department on Friday, as officials there are assuring a smooth and transparent upcoming election process. I asked Parliamentary Commissioner Harrison Thompson about some of the concerns political party representatives shared with him.
There's an addition to the last election, and if you would recall, although we have 186,000 on the register, we have removed quite a number of people because deceased, etc. Last election, I think it was about 192,000 that was on the register, somewhere around that figure. So it has increased, and if you take off those who are removed from the register, you see that the increase was being more than just 4,000 or 5,000.
Thompson says a message to political parties was clear. The current election registration process is being closely managed. The register is updated with safeguards to ensure confidence in the system, but the focus now shifts squarely to the public, with officials urging those who have not yet registered or who need to update their information to act now.
From 2017, when the continuous register came into play, we have removed about 16,000 plus persons from the register.
From 2017?
From 2017 to the day. Okay? So it's a continuous process. We remove daily as we get the information. Particularly on Thursdays when we have all the death notices in the papers. We use the papers, we use the Registrar General's office, the funeral homes where possible, and we try to get as much information as we possibly can on those deceased persons.
And while political parties prepare their candidates and platforms, the foundation of the 2026 general election is being laid right now, name by name, voter by voter. The register is open, the clock is ticking, and the right to vote begins long before Election Day. Mr. Thompson now making this urgent appeal.
I just want to say to the public, I would want everyone to, if they have not registered, to go and register as quickly as possible. And if they moved, if they transferred from where they were, that they need to come in and have their voter information transferred to the new constituency or the polling division, as it might be.
Illegal firearms wreaking havoc in the nation and the wider region. Law enforcement agencies assembled to learn the latest trends in trafficking, while officials say the problem does not occur in isolation and it must take a multinational effort to effectively tackle the problem. Cleopatra Murphy has more.
421 illegal firearms were seized in the country in 2024, and it is these illicit weapons that Minister of National Security, the Honorable Wayne Monroe, says poses a very real threat to the safety of our communities, the stability of society, and the nation's youth. Of the 3 murders so far this year, 2 were committed by guns.
These weapons fuel gang violence, empower criminal enterprises, and undermine the rule of law. In the Bahamas as across the Caribbean, we are determined to confront this threat with every tool at our disposal. That is why today's event is so critical.
Monroe was addressing the participants in the 4-day United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, CARICOM Impacts, and Germany-facilitated training seminar at police headquarters Monday, intended to enhance the capacity of the country's law enforcement, judiciary, and border control agencies.
This training will equip our uniformed branches and judiciary personnel with advanced skills in firearms identification, detection, intelligence analysis, investigative techniques, and international cooperation.
Crime Prevention and Criminal Justice Officer with the UNODC, Roberto Rodriguez Codesal, calls firearms trafficking one of the most serious enablers of violence, organized crime, and drug-related criminal markets, adding that firearms do not circulate in isolation.
They move alongside drugs, illicit financial flows, and criminal actors who exploit maritime routes, port, airports, and postal systems. These networks are flexible, adaptive, and increasingly sophisticated.
Monroe sees the seminar as a critical step in strengthening the country's frontline defenses, but it also accompanied a donation of surveillance drones from the UNODC, technology to be used alongside already existing security strategies.
These drones will work in collaboration with other crime-fighting techniques and enhance our ability to monitor our vast borders and coastal areas, interdict illicit shipments, and gather vital intelligence, all while improving officer safety.
The Minister of National Security says investing in human expertise and technological tools represents a holistic strategy to addressing illicit firearms. But to get to the heart of the problem, he says we must address the people using guns, because guns don't kill people, but the people using them do. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
The Royal Bahamas Defense Force Commodore Floyd Moxie confirms that the Marine arrested in connection with that armed robbery was on 2 months sick leave at the time of the incident. Despite the alleged actions of the Marine, he says before being recruited, officials vet all candidates' backgrounds.
We do proper vetting, and these are persons from our communities. They are persons from our home. We do vetting, medical vettings. We do psychometric veterans, and there are times that 1 or 2 persons may fall through the crack, but we have close to 2,000 Marines that are disciplined and are serving this country and are doing a great job in moving the defense force and the country forward.
Minister Monroe could not confirm if that police officer recently caught on camera reportedly propositioning a tourist for money to get out of a ticket remains on active duty, but says he would be surprised if he were. He says it's now up to the police force to investigate and determine whether to charge him criminally or proceed under the force's disciplinary route. Minister Monroe, however, thanks the public for circulating any material he says that would trigger an investigation.
The officer shown on the video alleged to be soliciting a bribe. He's at 4,700, so he would have been recruited fairly recently. As the Royal Bahamas Police Force said in their release, that behavior does not accord with the values of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. I understand that they have investigated the matters and they are going to be holding persons accountable depending on the outcome of their investigations.
Well, if you haven't heard yet, the Bahamas is among 75 countries on the U.S. State Department's visa processing freeze list. The January 14th announcement stipulates that the Department of State is undergoing a full review of all policies, regulations, and guidance to ensure that immigrants from those high-risk countries do not utilize welfare in the United States or become a public charge. Here's a response from the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Honorable Fred Mitchell.
I had a meeting with the chief counsel for the United States a couple of weeks ago just to find out if there were any concerns from the U.S. side about about Bahamians in the U.S. and going into the U.S. And so there's a kind of continuing conversation on this. There are many complaints from Bahamians about the processing, largely time, rejection. I was trying to find out if rates of rejection are extraordinary. So we'll be meeting from time to time. I expect I'll be speaking to the ambassador soon about some other issues. But yeah, it's a continuing conversation, but we've not made any specific complaints because largely it appears to be working fairly well.
Well, still to come, a veteran spiritual minister bestowed another international award. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight at 11. There's more after this.
You have enough things to worry about. Living in a world that can seem opposite of the things you are trying to accomplish.
I can need a little help with this month.
We're here to let you know that you don't have to go at it alone. Choose peace of mind. Choose comfort. Choose CB. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Let's make this moment last forever. Let's start a family together with a house, a car, and kids. I love the way we live. I got it covered. BAF has got me covered. So live your life. BAF for life. So live your life. BAF for life. So live your life. BAF for life. BAF has got you covered. I know it.
Sweet and spicy, marinated right, tossed with chili. Garlic and ginger, got many flavors, like honey barbecue.
Signature hot wings, turn down the heat for you.
Those pepper wings. What's your flavor?
Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken, you know.
Cloud nine, so many flavors to try. What's your flavor? Honey barbecue, sweet and spicy, all new.
Signature hot wings.
What's your flavor?
Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken, you know.
Those pepper wings.
Well, the Governor General is usually on the giving end of awards, but today, the 80-year-old who has given lifelong service was a recipient. Our Diane Dorset has a story.
On Monday, the Federation of World Peace and Love awarded Her Excellency the Most Honorable Dame Cynthia Pratt, Governor General of the Bahamas, the Foulpole Peace Bell Award for her distinguished service and commitment to national unity, public welfare, and community empowerment. The award recognizes Dame Pratt's decades of leadership in public life and her continued advocacy for social cohesion, civic engagement, and the upliftment of vulnerable communities. During the ceremony, the Governor General, along with other awardees, recited a personal wish of peace and love. She shared her wish.
I wish the people of the world would recognize the Prince of Peace and Love, who is Jesus Christ, our Lord. Love is something that you give away. You end up having more.
Founded by Dr. Hong Tao-je, the Federation of World Peace and Love is an international non-profit organization that promotes global harmony, compassion, and cooperation among people and leaders around the world. Bishop Dalton Fernando, president of the Bahamas Christian Council and now honorary bell ringer, expressed the need for organizations of peace.
We can feel the tension around the world. We can feel that times are changing. And more than ever before, we need to put down the violence, we need to turn down the temperature and promote peace and happiness all around the world. So we're glad they were able to stop here in the Bahamas after the stops that they made around the world, that we could be a part of that demonstration of peace around the world.
The Federation teaches that our conscience is the universal compass shared by all people. Spence Finlinson, host of radio show Immediate Response and an awarded conscience corporal, shared what the award signifies as a messenger of peace and love.
Well, the award signifies the work that I've been doing as a motivational speaker in 22 countries in the Caribbean, plus taking my show around the world, Immediate Response, making an impact in the U.S., Great Britain, and part of the Caribbean.
The Bahamas now among 150 countries to ring the bell, wishing for peace and love. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Diane Dorsett.
Well, congrats to all of the recipients. Today is observed as Martin Luther King Day over in the United States, a national holiday set aside to recognize the birthday of the slain civil rights leader whose life work was fighting racial equality and economic justice for all disenfranchised groups. Dr. King, who would have been 97 years old, advocated for nonviolence, but in the end, he too would be taken down by an assassin's bullet on April 4th, 1968. This year's observances take on particular significance as Bahamian religious leader Bishop Neil Ellis received the MLK Freedom and Justice Award at a ceremony this morning in Miami Beach.
Truth invites resistance, justice demands sacrifice, and progress never comes without pressure. And so today, I receive this recognition not as a personal achievement, but as a renewed call to responsibility, a reminder that the work of service, justice, and mentorship is never finished.
More than 3,000 people assembled at the Miami Beach Convention Center for the 33rd annual Martin Luther King Scholarship Breakfast, making it one of the largest activities honoring the slain leader. In addition to receiving the Freedom and Justice Award, Bishop Ellis was also the keynote speaker. And if that weren't enough, he was also inducted into the 5,000 Role Models of Excellence Foundation, a program keeping with Dr. King's vision, which seeks to increase graduation rates and college attendance among young black men and significantly reduce the number of them being incarcerated. Now, in its 33rd year, the program's founder is Florida Congresswoman Frederica Wilson, who has Bahamian roots.
We have to find a way to unify our people, to give them hope that this too shall pass. And just like Dr. King had a dream, I have a dream that if we took every little black boy and put him in the 5,000 Role Models of Excellence project, it would change the world. There would be no lust for drugs. There would be no more prisons or jails because we would put the prison industrial complex out of business.
Although the Christmas season has passed, the spirit of giving lives on this month as the Sting Junketer Group hosted its annual Fun Day for residents of the Children's Emergency Hostel. With neatly wrapped presents, a bouncing castle, and delicious grilled food, group leader Anthony Christie says the act of giving should not be limited to one season, as it is always beneficial to support those in need.
Continue throughout the year, and I believe Sting as an organization tries to do that, and we encourage the nation as well to consider giving back throughout the year, not just during the Christmas time, but we want to encourage those less fortunate and help those in need as much as we can throughout the entire year. So this again is significant for us. It's annual. We consistently do this, and we get support from a lot of sponsors and friends, etc., in order to continue to make this happen.
Great stuff. Amajal Knowles has a look at what's coming up in sports.
Freedom Farm holding its opening day. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
What do I have in my biggie bag? Fries, nuggets, a chicken sandwich, an apple pie, a free apple pie. It also comes with a drink. You know what? A biggie bag a day keeps the hunger away.
For a limited time only, get a free apple pie with the purchase of the biggie bag.
Ready to ensure your ride? Our new website is ready for you. Visit jsjohnson.com. Select coverages, go to Motor, and click Get a Quote. We've made it easier than ever to request a quote online. Fill in all the required fields. When you're done, hit Submit. You'll receive a response via email within 24 hours. Visit jsjohnson.com today.
Welcome to your Monday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports over the weekend. The Freedom Farm Baseball League officially getting its 2026 season underway over at its park out east. The organization holding its opening day festivities, inclusive of the church service and opening ceremony, before playing its first slate of games. Bahamas Baseball Association President Clarence McKenzie gives us more.
Started off with our church service at Holy Cross Parish, the blessing of the teams, and we had our parade of teams march all the way down Prince Charles to Fox Hill for our grand opening here. What's special about this particular opening weekend is we have the MJBL All-Star team, which is an American teams coming down from the U.S., comprised of all-star players from the East Coast, Florida, South Carolina, Georgia, North Carolina, Virginia, and Maryland. And they're playing a best-of-3 game series in our 12U division, 15U division, and 18U division.
It was NSO sports team speaking with a few of those visiting coaches about the experience.
The experience has been nothing but awesome. These kids have just kind of learned and met each other a day or two ago, and they've already got that brotherhood bond, and that's what we love. And I mean, you can see it there in the pool and just everything together, and that's what it's all about.
If you're down, it's a great opportunity. I feel like as a young man, to get to travel and see different places, and then this opportunity to get on this stage in front of other people, another country, meet new people, and that's good for young men to get to meet someone that they can make later on use those as resources or friends or whatever. I just feel like it's a great opportunity for them.
Also from over the weekend, local track and field athletes turning in strong performances at the DTSP Wolfpack Track and Field Classic, the original Thomas A. Robinson Stadium on Saturday. The one-day event, which was the second club meet of the season, honored local sports icon Alexandra Doyle Burrows. The meet provided more athletes with an opportunity to qualify for the 2026 Griffith Games in St. George's, Grenada.
This year it's dedicated to Doyle Alexander Burrows. An icon in the field of track and field, and certainly in culture as well. Junkanoo is well known in the arts. So each year, I'll tell you a little about what we do. Rather than having our track classic named after one person, we saw it fitting to identify those persons who would have made an invaluable contribution to culture, sports in the country. And they're trailblazers. We just want to say thank you, and we acknowledge you, the work you would have done.
In hoops news, over in the association, a monster night from Bahamian NBA star DeAndre Ayton, as he was perfect from the field in the Lakers' 110-93 win over the Atlanta Hawks. His lone miss last night coming from the charity stripe. Ayton tallying 25 points, 13 boards, 1 assist, and 1 block over 33 minutes of play. He didn't seem bothered by a left knee injury that kept him out of Saturday's loss to the Portland Trailblazers, as he would grab a game-high 13 rebounds en route to his 16th double-double of the season.
I started with our defense, bringing energy to the ball. Guys cutting, moving energy, ball fighting energy, and that's what happened tonight. Luka and Bron putting pressure on the opponents and in their paint, spraying off for threes, getting lobs and dump offs in the dunker. It was all in rhythm tonight, and that thing got us going. I think really just talking and communicating, getting the blood flowing, knowing who got your back out there, and
The coaches seeing, what works and, just seeing different coverages, thrown at the team and seeing what they can throw back at us.
The Island Youth Basketball League announcing that it will officially launch its 2026 Winter League next month at the Kendall Geologic Gymnasium, continuing its mission to provide safe, structured, and development-focused basketball for children across New Providence. The Winter League follows a successful IYBL Fall Jamboree held last October, where 80 registered players participated over 4 days of assessments, team placement, skills training, and competitive play. The Jamboree marked the league's official season opener and demonstrated strong demand for organized, age-appropriate basketball for boys and girls. And that's when we look at your sports on this Monday. I'm Amajal Knowles signing out until tomorrow.
What if the reason you're stuck is because of the cycles you keep repeating? Cycles of fear, cycles of doubt, cycles of waiting for permission to live the life God already called you to. Every generation has a moment when destiny calls your name. On January 30th, 2026, that moment returns. The movement that awakened thousands is back. Bigger, bolder, and more purposeful than ever before. This is Shift 26. Under the theme, Shift into Wealth, No More Cycles. This is not just another conference. It is a divine interruption. It's your permission slip to shift once and for all. A reset for your faith, your focus, and your future. So mark your calendars, gather your tribe, because this time, you're not just coming to be inspired, you're coming to be transformed. Shift 26, January 30th, 2026 at the Bahamas Convention Center. No more waiting, no more cycles. It's time to shift into wealth.
Fashion was something that I've always loved. I always, as a child, loved to see women just impeccably dressed. But my thing was drawing the looks and mixing colors, and fashion was in my blood. My name is Dr. Jillian Curry Williams, and I'm the designer for Remilda Rose Designs. What sets me apart, that I pay attention to detail. Like, I have an eye for detail. I pay attention to the construction of my garment. I want to make sure that when my garment is completed, that you can wear that on the wrong side or the right side because it's impeccably made. I put my personality into my passion. Well, the fabric of hope was inspired by my father. My father had cancer, and I would go with him to treatments and seeing everybody just look despondent and dreary. And one day this lady dropped her mom off and her mother fell once she got inside. And I was like, wow, like God, like I'm only a fashion designer. Like, what can I do to assist these people? I know God had me to create it to inspire persons with cancer or any illness that there's hope, that there is light at the end of that tunnel. The encouraging word I would give to women, it's been in my heart for a couple of days, to speak to the older women who may feel that I'm 40, what can I do? I'm 50, what can I do? And that's when the fire in us kicks in. We've had the work experience. We pass all those tests. So take that idea that God has given you and put it to use. This is where it all begins.
To learn more about the Women Entrepreneurs Initiative, visit our website or contact us at 461-7232. And remember, empowered women empower women.
Time now for a check on tonight's weather forecast. Is Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Basil.
Good evening, Desmond. We have that starlit front boundary to the south of us, and that is responsible for these chilly temperatures we've been experiencing all day long, and those chilly temperatures will remain with us through tomorrow. But this front will back up over us over the course of the night and tomorrow, and will eventually merge with another approaching front on Sunday before pushing back towards the southeast on Sunday, bringing some more chilly temperatures as we head into the early part of next week. Temperatures around the islands: Marshall, Barbacoa 68, Grand Key at 64. 64 also in Freeport, Grand Bahama, the Berry Islands 69, Alistown, Bimini 70 degrees, 71 in Harper Island, Roxanne, Eleuthera 73, Otterstown, Canal 75, 72 in Black Point, Exuma, Camp Space, Orlandos at 72, Fresh Creek, Central Orlando 71 degrees, 77 in Georgetown, Exuma, Rum Key and San Salvador 75 degrees, in Ragged Island 79, also Clarence Town, Long Island, Crooked Island 79, Betsy Bay, Megorn and Acklands 81, Matthew, Tanya, Nagua 84, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 82 degrees. And your forecast tonight, well, it's going to be a bit breezy with occasional light rains later on tonight. Look, temperature getting down to 64 degrees. And tomorrow, cloudy once again, breezy with a passing shower or two, which will be brief in nature. High temperature climbing up to 73 degrees. And your extended weather forecast unfolding like this. Heavy cloud cover right into Wednesday with a couple of showers here and there. Temperature-wise, pretty nice. Those nighttime temperatures nice and chilly right through Wednesday. Warming trend begins on Thursday. So we see warmer temperatures, particularly during the daytime, with the nighttime temperatures remaining comfortable. But we have another frontal system that goes through late on Sunday, and that will bring some showers to the area on Monday. But thereafter, temperatures will start heading downhill once again. Desmond?
Thanks, Basil. That does it for the Bahamas tonight at 11. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.
At Harold Point, I'm Ted Jervis, and this is ZNS.